So 2-1 win against Pontefract Collieries today. The first time you've recorded back-to-back wins in the league so far this season. How proud are you of that performance today?
Yeah, I asked the players to do that. I think it's important that we do that. They've had performances, to be fair, where they've played a lot better than that and lost. And it's about picking up points and grinding them out sometimes. And we've got to be difficult to beat, difficult to break down. I think in hindsight, it's difficult playing against 10 men. They're hard to break down. There were time wasting, etc. But it was always in the ascendancy, I thought, second half. They looked dangerous on the counter. I'll give them it. To be fair, they had some tricky players come on. They always looked a threat, but you got to try and win your games at home and back that performance up last week. Performance, to be fair, was more pleasing for me this week in the fight and the grit and the determination and just the sheer will to keep going to get 3 points. So I'm really pleased for them in there because they've been working hard and they've been playing well. It's nice for us to not play very well, but actually get a result for a change.
Yeah. And 1-0 down at half-time. Did that change the game plan at all?
Not really, no. I thought we created 6 or 7 really good chances in the first half, and they've had 2 efforts on goal and 1's gone in. So it wasn't too much. It was just a kind of probably a scenario to the England game last night where we just looked a little bit off them. And it was my job to G them up and try and get them closer to them and fight and compete, and especially in the midfield area. I thought that's where we was getting outdone, and the 2 lads in there working against 3. But yeah, the game plan didn't change. I thought they was playing okay. They was creating chances. We just needed an extra 15-20% more effort and sharpness into the game, and they did that second half. They kept going, and I was more pleased with that because it was getting frustrating for them out there. Things weren't coming off. Tom's ran tirelessly up front today. Ran the ball out of play a few times, but he constantly looked to threat, and he was running hard for his teammates and doing them hard yards for him, which was allowing us to get up the pitch a little bit as well. So yeah, really pleased for them more than anything because they've ground one out today, and it's credit to them.
Yeah, and both goals came from set pieces. That must be quite pleasing for you as the coach.
Yeah, it's about time we scored a few. We've got. In the first half, Coxey's had a header, just in front of the keeper. It's gone over the bar. I thought it was in. It's nice for us to actually get on the end of a few things, just that desire to get on the end. And I say to him, it's an old cliche in football, but you do live and die in both boxes. They're the ones that can make the difference, getting on the end of things and just putting your bodies on the line, and they've done that today. They defended with a gusto as well at the back, to try and I asked them to keep me a clean sheet, okay, but it's nice to win a 2-1 for a change. We've been winning 4-1 and then losing 3-1 or conceding goals. It's just nice to back that performance up with a solid one at the back. And sometimes you need to get on the end of things and win ugly, and we did that.
And 9 or 10 cards or thereabouts in the second half. Do you think that signifies how cagey and tight it was towards the end, a bit tense?
Yeah, I think in this league the challenges are going to come in. I think he set precedents for. The referee set precedents for the challenges. He was blowing up for very soft things in the first half, so then he kind of leaves himself in a position where he has to book people for the more robust challenge. But I would say most of them, to be fair, probably just a talking to and crack on with the game. He felt the need to do that. That's his prerogative again, but I think it did affect the game in a little bit. It was very broken up. They was killing time a lot, so it adds to the frustration. But I think, again, credit to my team. They didn't lose their heads. They kept going, even when the melee started. When their players, me and my left back on the floor, not letting them get up. They kept their heads, kept going, and got what they deserved. And that's the best way to deal with that, is to go and win and get 3 points off them and send them home.
Jamie Maguire back in the squad today. Tyrese Robertson included on the bench as well. What do you think the team will look like coming up next week? I know Rod Orlando-Young was absent today.
Yeah, it's very frustrating because you can't. I'd have liked to have played the same side today. I think Rod's a big asset for us. You're looking at the team as a whole. You want to try and keep that consistency, which allows the players on the pitch to get consistent. But it's just not falling for us week in, week out at the moment. There's always a little knock or a niggle, but that shows to me they're giving everything on the day. So today was a tough test. They're a good side. They've got some good players. I know their front 2 very well. I played with them. I knew it was going to be a problem for us. I thought the lads dealt with that very well. So you've got to give them credit. They're a tough side. They're a physical side. They know what they're good at. They don't give you much. You have to earn it against them. So we'll assess the squad and see how they are Tuesday. But I'm hoping that the lads now are looking after themselves a little bit better. They're getting in a routine of things midway through the season. But you just like to have that full quota to choose from week in, week out. But it never works out as a manager. But every manager around the country will tell you the same thing. Lads are playing sometimes 70%. But the team's looking good. The confidence in there is good now, and I think we back it up again with another performance next week. It's a tough one, but that's what you've got to do. Week in, week out, you've got to keep grinding.